Hey y'all, I think I'll put my trolley lines back on that. Now, what makes it a little more complicating is I don't have the original print for my pulleys, so we're gonna have to do that. I guess what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make trolley lines for an anchor. I'm not going full-fledged anchor on it. It's going to be a clamp anchor, but it's going to be you're going to be able to pull it from one side, one end of the boat to the other. Now, I used to have some on here. And now I can't remember where they were. I think it was on this side right here. I think it was right here. This is where one of them was. And I 3D printed the pulleys and it went from one end to the other. But I seem to have misplaced the print design. So it's going to be a redesign, and I'm going to put it on Thingiverse in case anybody wants it. Yep, we're gonna bring it up here. I think it was like right in that area. You see those two little, well, used to be holes. I sealed them since then, but I think I'm gonna put more on them. So that's what we're going to do today. And it's going to run the length of her. We're going to have a clamping device that comes out and goes through that trolley line eyelet. And it's going to be secured to the seat there, I think. Let's get to it.
Okay, here we go. This is my pre-CAD software, and I do all my design prints on it. And so what I'm doing here is I'm making basic circle or cylindrical type object, and I cut other objects out of it. I don't do that make your own shape on this software. I find it easier and quicker if you just do the primary shapes, and then you can do more complex shapes out of those. But right here I'm making the pulley, and I take the little donut shaped thing and I remove it from the cylindrical part, and that's about 24 millimeters total for the pulley. And you see there, I lightened it up a little bit with the extra, I think they're like 2.5 millimeter holes toward the center. And I'll do a washer to help it slide in the housing better. And so what I'm doing there is demonstrating, where it goes in the housing itself. And if you like this kind of content, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll try to add more stuff on. I'm forever putting stuff on Thingiverse, and so it's just whenever I get an idea, I'll throw it up there, and it's free to download or whatever. If y'all are into the 3D printing and you have a 3D printer, that's all you have to do. Go to Thingiverse and get your account up there, and you can save or download. I put the whole program on there, so basically you can download it, do updates to it, change it, stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing, and most of my 3D designs have to do with the kayak or something I use for fishing. So it's usually to help me out one way or the other with the fishing. Now I change over my slicer here after I got everything designed, and I basically pull it up on the slicer, get it on the pad, set my temps. You can use this one I think is either Creality or Kira. I had both, but I believe this is my Creality, and I print it in ABS. So pretty much everything I do now is ABS, and I set temps. I usually run 237 Celsius to 232 to 228 Celsius for the printer head, and 55 to 60 for the bed. I do have a glass bed, so basically to keep your stuff, make it mate to the bed real good and without the printer yanking it around, I use a glue stick, Elmer's glue stick, and then a kind of a damp rag and wipe it over it if it dries off to make it tacky. So after I get everything set, I'll go ahead and run it through the slicer, and I'll save it to disk. It's a little micro SD that my Creality Ender 3 Pro uses. And I do everything one at a time, because if it jumps off of one object and goes on to the next, then something will cool off, and then you'll have bad luck. And so there's the final result. That's your housing, the pulley, and the washer. I'm assembling it and sticking the rope through there. It's 550 cord I bought on Temu. It was about $2 for 100 foot. Might have been less than that. So I just basically pick where I want them, about a foot from the ends, and I set and mark where I want it, and pre-drilled the holes with another screw. But these screws that I'm using are the just not coarse thread, but I guess a medium thread. And so basically you screw it in there and it stays. I have done it like this in the past, not using anything special for it. It has not leaked. So this is kind of, not the first time I'm doing this. So you can buy the little rubber boots and the Yak Attack stuff and all that stuff, but this to me seems like it works a little better for me as far as it keeps the weight down, and it's very little material to make the part. I think it's like 7 grams or less for I didn't even pay no attention to how much it was, but it's very light. So I went to the front and went ahead and did the same thing, tapped the holes, check and make sure everything was gonna work on it. So I'll go ahead and put the pulley on. This took me about, I think around 8 hours to get everything done. It don't take long to design the stuff and to get it working right. I kind of know my machine now, so that's that's kind of the part you got to. There's a big learning curve in 3D printing. Just like with the changing over using ABS instead of the PLA that you usually start out with. And this is the more durable material to work with. So I also have cup holders on the same boat. They're kind of a fuchsia color. You might have seen them in the beginning of the clip. And those were printed for the boat too. But the bottom part of this rope is gonna have a spring where the two pieces tie together, and it actually holds a little bit of tension on it. And the top part is where you adjust the anchor back and forth, whether it's gonna be on the stern or the bow. And set it up. My previous one had a 7-pound splitting maul for an anchor. This one is just going to be like a tree clamp, like a metal spring clamp. Actually, you could use a plastic one too. I probably will. Spring clamps. So basically, you go over to a tree root or a small sapling, and you can run it around that and clamp it back to itself, or you can clamp it to the sapling or a tree branch, and it gives you a little bit of leeway as far as where you float to, but you're always in a safe distance if your boat flips and you have to swim out. When I had the split maul on it, I would go out to like 45, 50 foot water and I'd anchor there, but it would take all the anchor line, and what's the point in carrying all that extra weight on a plastic boat? So I would rather have that storage for something else, extra baits or a net. Okay, this is a guide that I had to go back in the house. I'm like, oh, I forgot a part. So I printed 2 of these up. These are just simple, little designs that I run the cord through because the boat is shaped kind of oval. So I printed those up, and they got 2 holes in them for using 2 different screws, but I think I only need 1. So I come back out and I run my cord through the guide and screwed it in, and it's a little bit closer to basically your pulley's going to be the furthest distance, and then these 2 are going to be third away in, and it basically holds the line off from the top of the boat, so it's not getting all up in your cabin area. And like I said, the bottom part is going to be for, you know, your anchor clamp. I had this boat for about 2 years now, and I traded in a motorcycle for it. The wife didn't want me to ride no more, so I figured I could do just as much damage on the water. So I'm running my basically, I guess I call them steering cord through the guides, and then through the pulley at the back. But yeah, if it's, you know, I know this is a fishing channel, but if there's any other thing you guys are interested in or whatever, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to get it on. Right? I hope you guys enjoyed the video and y'all have a good one.